Hello, welcome to our practice today. My name is Kevin Flynn. I'll be leading you through a yoga for desk workers flow. So if you spend a lot of time hunched over behind a keyboard or even on your cell phone, or this is even great if you've been holding a baby or gardening or anything that really kind of makes us hunch over, this flow will help you open up not only through your upper body, but through your lower body as well. We are going to start standing. So if you are currently sitting down, feel free to stand up. And we'll give ourselves a moment to settle in. We'll bring our feet about hips width distance. Turn your palms forward and your shoulder blades down and back. If you'd like to close your eyes, feel free to. I will be doing my best to verbally cue you through the practice, but if you do need to use your eyesight to look at the monitor, feel free to. But for now, allow yourself a few moments to settle in. And maybe you are just finishing work, or there's something else on your mind. And let's see if for the next 30 minutes or so, we can allow ourselves this time to feel what's going on inside of the body. We'll start off with 3 cleansing breaths. Take a full inhale through your nose, and an open mouth exhale. Again, breathe in through your nose. Open mouth exhale. One more time, breathe in. Extra sip of air. Open mouth exhale. Great, and now an easy breath in through your nose. Easy breath out of your nose. Again, in through your nose. And out through your nose. And we'll start to mix in a little bit of movement. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, turn your palms face down. Exhale, arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhale, arms by your sides. One more time. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Now bring your feet together. Grab your left wrist and side bend to the right. Push down equally into both of your feet. Arch your left side ribs to the top left corner of the room and deepen your breath. 2 more. Last full breath. Inhale, bring it back to center, arms overhead. Good. Grab your right wrist and side bend to the left. Push down into both of your feet. Lengthen your right side body and square your hips and shoulders with the front of your mat, if you're standing on one. Take a full breath in. Go a little bit deeper. One more full breath. As deep as you can reach. Inhale, bring it back to center, arms up. Cactus back bend. Lift the back of your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together and gaze up towards the ceiling. We'll hold for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, deeper back bend. One more. Inhale. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands together, forward fold, dive down, and bend your knees a lot. Give yourself a moment to recalibrate now that we're upside down. Bring your feet about mats width distance now, a little bit wider than your hips. Grab opposite elbows and let your head and your neck hang heavy, and just give yourself a moment to sway side to side. And I'm guessing that you probably are not able to see your screen or monitor now that we're in a forward fold. So just trust that you're in the right spot. As long as you're getting a good stretch, you're doing it right. Deepen your breath. Relax your head and your neck. Bend your knees enough that your chest is resting on your thighs. And just let gravity do the work. Shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Excellent. Go ahead and release your hands down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the crown of your head forward and your tailbone backwards. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your nose towards your knees. Again, inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Back up to mountain. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Bring your feet together. Grab your left wrist, side bend to the right. Inhale back to center. Switch hands and pull to the left. Center, inhale. Cactus back bend, exhale. Mountain, inhale, reach up. Hands together, forward fold, dive down, bend your knees a lot. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Crown of your head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, forward fold, draw your nose to knees. Right back up to mountain. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Same sequence, grab your left wrist, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Switch hands, side bend to the left. Center, inhale. Cactus back bend, exhale. Mountain, inhale, reach up. Hands together, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. And this time, let's go to high plank. Feel free to find your way if you're on a mat or if you're on the floor, making your way to a high plank position. In case you're new to high plank, we want fingertips spread really wide here so that all of the muscles in our hands are active. Think top of a push-up. So the same way that you would push up at the top of a push-up, that's the same engagement that we're wanting here. And now deepen your breath. And if this high plank feels a little too stressful, you can always drop down to your knees, but we still have that upper body engagement of pushing down into the earth. Just here for 2 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Last full breath. Slowly lower down to the earth. Keep your elbows hugged into your side ribs as you lower. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down into the ground. Inhale, low cobra. Use your back muscles to lift up. So here, we want to squeeze our shoulder blades together. Gaze is forward and draw your shoulder blades down and back. Full inhale, get bigger. Exhale, slowly release. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, low cobra. Push the tops of your feet down, draw your shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, low cobra, lift up. And exhale, release. Inhale, press to tabletop. And then exhale for a wrist stretch. We're going to spin our fingertips towards our knees with palms face down. Now, if you don't stretch your wrists very often, this can get kind of spicy. So you can always lean forward if you need to take some out of the stretch. If you want a deeper stretch, just begin leaning further back. Now, keep in mind, we're looking for a healthy stretch. We're not necessarily wanting any pain here. And that really goes for all of our yoga practices. If you're going so deep that you feel pain, chances are we've probably gone too far. There's a difference between adaptive stress that helps us grow and maladaptive stress that basically traumatizes either the mind or the body. So we want to take it nice and slow here. Healthy stress for the wrists. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. 1 more. Full breath in. Full breath out. Go ahead and unwind your wrists. If you need to let out a grunt or a groan, let it out. Ugh. And then we'll go to the back of the wrists. So now spin your left fingertips towards your knees with your palm face up. And again, shift forward and back. Keep in mind, just a reminder, we don't want to feel any pain here. Remember to breathe. Generally, whenever we are stressing a part of our body, we want to breathe in a way that is calming to our nervous system so that the body then accepts the posture. We'll go ahead and switch out our wrists. So your left fingertips to neutral, right fingertips now towards your knees with your palm face up. Give yourself a little shift forward and back, and let's take 2 deep breaths together. Go ahead and unwind your wrist. Ooh. And then we'll find a foot stretch, assuming that we've been sitting for a while and our feet need a little bit of love. Just tuck your toes underneath. And if your pinky toes don't quite reach the earth like mine, just invite them to be tucked under. You can use your hands to do this. Sink your hips towards your heels, so you're actively leaning back into the arches of your feet, and you should feel a foot stretch here. We'll take 3 slow breaths all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, and out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Go ahead and untuck your toes. Tap the tops of your feet on the ground. And then we'll set up for what's called playful dog. You're going to walk your hands as far forward as you can. Keep your hips over your knees. And then start to drop your chest down towards the earth. If you need a visual, of course, look at the monitor or your screen. And if you'd like to intensify this, you can always raise up to your fingertips. And then if you still want more stretch, try turning your gaze between your hands. And again, keep in mind, we're only looking for healthy stress here. Let's take 3 slow breaths. Two. Last one. Inhale, walk your hands back up to your torso. And then exhale to embryo pose. For embryo, we want to bring knees and feet together. Sit your hips towards your heels, and then bring your hands by your hips with your palms face up. Forehead to the earth. And if your forehead doesn't quite reach the earth, it's okay if it's hanging here, or you can always put a block if you have one underneath your forehead. We'll just take a few slow breaths here. Last one. Okay, inhale back to tabletop position, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, press yourself back. And then pedal out your legs, drive one heel to the earth as you lift the other. As we start to get into the calves and hamstrings, just notice where you feel sensation. And reminder for downward dog, we want as many muscles active as possible, including our hands. So spread your fingertips wide. Press your hands forward so that your chest presses back towards your thighs, and then rotate your tailbone up towards the sky. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Again, full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, shift your weight forward to high plank. Remember, top of a push-up here. Option to drop down to your knees. Exhale, lower halfway or all of the way. Inhale, cobra. Use your back muscles to lift. You have the option to extend through your arms. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Same flow. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all of the way. Keep your shoulder blades away from your ears. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Push the tops of your feet into the ground. And then exhale to downward dog. One more time. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Right back to downward dog, exhale. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step between your hands for a low lunge. Drop your left knee, untuck your left toes, and bring your hands to your right thigh. We'll start by taking a few pulses into and out of your front leg. If you don't already feel a stretch in the front of your left hip, go ahead and walk your left knee back a little bit further. Be sure too that your right knee is about stacked over your ankle. It doesn't need to be perfect, but ideally some symmetry there in stackage. Draw your shoulder blades down and back and deepen your breath. Here for 3 more breaths. Option to extend your arms overhead. Here for 2. Last one, reach a little bit higher. Hands to the earth with your exhale. Straighten-ish your right leg. Flex your toes towards your shin and push your right heel down into the ground. Now, the reason we want to have heel pushing down, toes flexed back, isn't only because it makes it uncomfortable, but we also want it to be active so that we can have flexibility. So as best you can, flex your toes back towards your shin, push your heel down. Inhale, find length to your spine. And exhale, fold nose towards your knee. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, walk your hands to the top of your mat. Step back to high plank with your exhale. Right foot back to meet left. Inhale, shift forward an inch. Exhale, lower halfway or all of the way. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Shoulder blades down and back to downward dog, exhale. Inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toes, and then as best you can, lengthen your stance. We'll take a few pulses into and out of your front leg. Again, if you don't feel the stretch in your right hip flexor, that's the front of your right hip, try walking your right knee back a little bit further. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Try as best you can to relax with your upper body. Option to extend your arms overhead, and we'll take 3 slow breaths. Last inhale, reach a little bit higher. Exhale, hands to the earth for half splits. Straighten your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Push your heel down into the ground. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, fold nose towards your knee. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, walk your hands to the top of your mat. Exhale, step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward 1 inch, and then lower all of the way down to your belly. We're now working into one of my personal favorite postures, open wing. In case you were wondering what my favorite posture is, reach your right hand all the way out to the right side of the room, and then you're just going to roll open to your right side body. So here we're looking for a stretch between our pec and our shoulder. And it can be nice sometimes to change the angle of your arm either higher or lower. So feel free to feel what's good for you. We all have different shoulder activation and tensions, so just notice which shoulder stretch feels the best for you. And then you can use your left leg to kick around towards the right side of the room. And then when you've found a good balancing point for the stretch, you can relax your head and your neck. Exhale all of your air. Inhale, fill your chest. Exhale, breathe out of your chest. Again, chest breath in. Chest breath out. Let's go for 2 more. Chest breath in. Take 3 sips of air. Exhale out of your chest. One more time. Chest breath in. 3 sips of air. Out of your arm, exhale. Slowly lower back down. Bring your arms by your sides and turn your gaze to the right side of the room. And just allow yourself a few moments to relax and notice the sensation happening in your shoulders. Comparing any similarities or differences. And when you're ready for the second side, go ahead and reach your left hand all the way out to the left side of the room and roll open to your left side body. Once again, it can be nice or useful to have a different angle of your left arm, so feel free to bring your hand higher or lower just a couple of inches until you've found a good stretch for you. When you've found a good spot, start to lean a little bit further, put more stress into the muscles, and then as you inhale, fill your chest and breathe out of your chest. Again, chest breath in. Chest breath out. Here for 2 more. Chest breath in. 3 sips of air. Chest breath out. One more time. Chest breath in. 3 sips. Exhale out. Lower back down to your belly, maybe letting out a grunt along the way. Arms by your sides, gaze to the left side of the room, and again, just allow yourself a moment to relax. Excellent. From here, flip over to your back. So you're just going to lay on your back, nice, easy cool down for the rest of this. Bring a bend into your knees. We'll set up for bridge pose. We want knees and feet to be about hips width distance. And make sure that your middle fingers can touch the back of your heels. As you're ready, inhale, lift your hips. And then option to bring your hands together behind your lower back and interlace your fingertips. If you still want a deeper stretch, try to roll your shoulder blades underneath your back. Push down into your feet to lift your hips higher. And we'll take 3 slow breaths. Exhale your air. Inhale, lift your hips a little bit higher. Exhale. A little bit higher. Let it go. A little bit higher. Breathe in. And then slowly release the bind if you have one and roll your back vertebra by vertebra down to the earth. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Flex your toes towards your shin. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Again, full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll take this for a twist. Drop your knees over to the left side of the room and gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale to fill your chest with air. And breathe out of your belly. Again, chest breath in. Belly breath out. One more time, chest breath in. And belly breath out. Inhale back to center, gaze back up to the ceiling, and then counter stretch to the right. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. So here we're just loosening up through the lower back. All right, and then we'll go for the second side of the twist. Draw your knees into your chest and drop your knees over to the right. And gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale to fill your chest with air. And breathe out of your belly. Again, chest breath in. Belly breath out. One more time, chest breath in. And belly breath out. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Counter stretch once again by windshield wipering your legs side to side. And then we'll give ourselves a few moments to rest. Bring your heels to the edges of your mat. Let your arms rest open wide. And then 3 what are called physiological sighs. It's a deep inhale through your nose, an extra sip of air, and then an open mouth sigh. Again, breathe in. Extra sip. Big sigh. One more time, full breath in. Extra sip. Big sigh. Just give yourself a few moments to absorb the benefits of your practice. And these times of rest are incredibly important. We're essentially allowing our body to form a new memory, kind of like a dense plastic or a couch, how over time these materials can have an imprint laid upon them. The same can happen with our bodies. If we sit for so long, we start to hold more of a sitting shape. A lot of times that can relate to hip and back, maybe shoulder tension. And so the flow that we've just done helped loosen up the body and start to form the new memory. And now we're just allowing our bodies to recalibrate into this new shape. Yogis, you have the option to stay longer in Savasana, our resting position, if you'd like. If you are ready to release and move on with your day, take a stretch for the front and back of the room. Inhale. Hug your knees into your chest and come up to a seated position. I know sometimes in a busy work day, it can be difficult to take time for ourselves. So I see you and appreciate you for prioritizing your wellness. And hopefully it allows you to have a brighter, fuller, and even more productive workday. I hope you have a lovely session and have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.